안녕하세요, 터미입니다. Today, I'll show you several ways to say yes or no. When you go on a trip in Korea, someone may ask you a question at a supermarket or a restaurant, such as, do you need a receipt? Do you have points? Did you understand my Korean? And so on. In these situations, what you need to do is to answer yes or no in Korean, right? I will teach you some expressions of yes or no along with their nuances and politeness such as 네, 예, 넵, 냉, 응, 아니요, and 아니. Okay, let's get started. 그럼 시작할게요. 네, 네 means yes. This is the basic form of reply that you need to remember the most. Later in this video, I'll introduce another polite way to say it as well as more frank ways. But this is the basic way to say it to anyone. For example, in the cafe, they will call your number such as 101번 고객님, customers with number 101 card. Then you can say 네, yes. Yeah. This is also a polite expression of yes. 네 and yeah have the same meaning. Korean people use this to spare ears or in business situations where courtesy is especially important. If you're talking to a stranger, store staff, or even an acquaintance, I think 네, yes is sufficient. For example, your boss might say, 토미 씨, 내일 회사에 와요? Tommy, do you come to the company tomorrow? Then you can say yeah, yes. Nope. If you want to emphasize 네, Korean people often say 넵 to show more willingness and energy. It sounds like a military, right? 넵, like that. He has a 비읍 받침 under 네. Yes, Korean people use often when someone asks you to do something and you reply verbally with 넵, like this. You can also write in text messages or Kakao Talk to your close boss or manager. For example, if your boss asks you, 어제 일찍 집에 갔어요? Did you go home early yesterday? Then you can reply, 넵, yes, like this. 냉. Young people like me often use this expression to express yes. I am using it very often. It has a 이음 받침 under 네, yes. By adding 냉 and 니은 instead of just 네, the end of the word sounds a little softer. Korean people also use 네냉. This creates a sound that makes the listener feel cute and charming. Don't you think? You should not use this expression in official documents, but if you're very close to your boss, you can say 냉 or 네냉 to the text or chat. I use this word often with my close business partners when we communicate through Kakao Talk. For example, 토미 씨, 이 업무 부탁해도 될까요? Tommy, can I ask you to do this task? 네넹! Yes, yes! Sounds cute, right? 응 means yeah. As you can see, 응 is the frank expression of 네, yes. I recommend you use 응 to your friends. It does not have any nuance of politeness, so it is better to use 네, yes, for strangers or superiors. Korean people also use 응 twice like 응. Both are the same meaning. For example, when your friend says 점심 먹었어? Did you eat lunch? Then you can answer okay? 아니요? This is the most basic form of reply that you need to remember, and it means no. In Korean, 요 pronounced yo at the end gives a polite meaning. For example, in the cafe, the staff might ask you, 영수증 필요하세요? Do you need a receipt? You can say 아니요, no, if you don't need it. 아니? This is a more frank way of saying 아니요. You use it to your friends or siblings. This is a casual language, so it is not polite. So it's better to use 아니요, no for strangers or barriers, such as a boss. If you say 아니 to a stranger, that person may feel offended. So be careful. For example, 혹시 내 초콜릿 먹었어? Did you eat my chocolate by any chance? 아니? No. Okay, how was it? There are several ways of yes or no expressions depending on the degree of politeness. However, if you can remember the basic forms, 네, yes, 아니요, no, you can respond to most situations. You can also try other expressions. 그럼 오늘도 행복 가득, 웃음 가득한 하루 되세요. 한국어 파이팅 파이팅 파이팅!